Hey, I just wanted to come on today to really vibe on something that I heard earlier today, dealing with some people, some associates of mine, that when I was talking to them. And one thing I realized in this world is most people are either, when it comes to democracy, the government, all the things that are going on are being placed in our foods, in the air, in the water. Most people are either delusional, in denial, or they're just plain old dead. So amazing that one of my friends, we were talking basically about the Ebola situation that's been going on, and last night I posted on my Inspiring Truths Facebook page about the fact that back in 2010 there was a congressional hearing and also an excavation and observation in Liberia dealing with the minerals, the gold, the diamonds from different parts of the world, from the West, Israel, Russia. All of these countries had gotten together with all of their officials and all their expertise dealing with drilling and excavation of gold and diamond to test the minerals, to test the diamonds, to see how much productivity there was in Liberia. And here it is, fast forward 4 years later, those people, those hundreds of thousands of people that are in Liberia are being exposed to Ebola all of a sudden. And they're dying thousands by the day, but it's not being reported. Only a few cases are being reported, while the other ones, while the rest, it seems like there's nothing going on. And all of this is because all other nations decided they wanted to take over Liberia and move those people off that damn land in order to take those minerals from the original people. And this goes on and on and on, all the way back to Lumumba. Everywhere you go, once you step on the continent of Africa, it is the promised land. Or did you forget? Land of milk and honey. And even in the Bible, what a shame it is that geographics have been changed and rearranged to make people think it is not Africa. Africa has always been the birthplace of everything, living and breathing. So why in the world wouldn't God make the place that he first created man the most sacred place on earth? So as we talk about Ebola, and yet we talked about other issues dealing with the government, the shutdowns they had several years ago, and what was that all about? You can even talk about HBCU schools losing so many scholarships and so many grants under this president. Unemployment, they're bragging about how it's gotten so low, but yet it's still in the double digits in African American communities all over the states. And African Americans have become a fourth-class citizens behind the whites, the Asians, Hispanic, and then us. And this message isn't a racial message. I don't want you to get it wrong, but you gotta be truthful, because the truth shall set you free. People of color have been oppressed for centuries now. And we are the only ones who don't know why. And it's not mainly because of your color. Sure, it's the game that they play, dealing with color. But it's truly your connection with God. You know, and I'm not saying other nationalities have no connection with God, but that lies the problem. If you are a child of God, you can't call yourself Hispanic. You can't call yourself Jewish. I know you like to. You can't call yourself a Christian or a Catholic, Italian. All these things that you created in your mindset to separate you from the Father, the Creator. God can't heal this land because we've allowed a small amount of men, demonic men, subhumans really, who taught the world that black folks were subhuman back in the days of slavery. When in actuality, what kind of man would take another man that he has no control over, have sex with his children, his wives, and even have sex with the men, and then call them subhuman? And many folks, when you talk about history and how barbaric it is, because it ain't over. As you seen earlier with the police officer a few days ago beating and breaking a window out of a young man with his family. Wife he's in the passenger seat, wife in the front seat, broad daylight, kids in the back seat. You're gonna break the window out with the kids in the back seat and then taser this man. Then a few days ago, I think it was on Wednesday, another brother was shot 4 times. When the police told him to get out the damn car and show proof of ID, when he reached for his wallet, they shot him 4 times. This is systematic, people. I didn't make this stuff up. You're seeing it every day, but what they're doing, and I'm talking to every individual who is not African American or black or whatever you want to call it. You got to understand something and understand something. There's about to be an all-out war on black folk, and all these little hot spots you're seeing from Ferguson, even back to Trayvon Martin and Jordan Davis, may God rest their souls, is just a test run to prepare you to be numb when you see hundreds of African Americans being shot and killed, mothers and daughters. So you can feel in your heart, oh, it's probably drug related. It's a game. You watch every show on TV. What do you see? Scandal, Being Mary Jane. Now, how to do a murder and get away with it. All these shows. And what's the other one? Suits. All these shows are showing black women, for the most part, in high power positions, but what are they doing? They're falling in love or they're chasing after a white man. Because what they're telling black women, there won't be no black men around because they're going to be in prison. So this will be your option. Everything that this world gives you is a subliminal message preparing you for what's to come. And many folk, when you try to explain this to them, they're either delusional, in denial, or just plain dead. Nowhere in history have this country has ever done anything without murdering and killing someone. Even in Scripture, James chapter 4 verse 7 tells you resist the devil and flee. But it also tells you in verse 10, the devil comes to do what? Kill, steal, and destroy. That's all every nation has ever done to one another. Come into somebody else's land, kill them, they steal from them first, they kill them, and they completely destroy them, wipe them out. The only thing that's going to change these people is for each individual. Forget about your family all the damn time. Forget about your job all the damn time. Begin to pray and meditate. But most of all, begin to stand up for your brothers and your sisters when there is a cause. You can't be running around here using Dr. King's speeches and likes when you have a cause for whatever it is that your cause is. And yet when you see some injustice being done, you can't find that organization. Why not? I'm pleading with you. You got to wake up. You got to come together. You got to look beyond race and religion and class, ethnicity, gender, and look at the power of love that God has placed in each and every one of us to uplift one another, hold each other accountable. But let these little demons know we ain't gonna stand for it. Use your cameras, use all media you can to crush them, annihilate them, because that's what they do first. Before they kill a leader, they have to rape him like they did in slavery when they rip the clothes off. That's what they do with your character. It's called character assassinations. They strip you first, and then they kill you, because by that time you've been lulled to sleep, believing the hype and the lies about this person. So when you see him murdered, you don't have a reaction. And I'm telling you today, you got to stop believing that foolishness and wake the hell up and understand and understand that when this country wants something badly enough, they will wipe out millions, like they did in the Congos, 8 to 10 million. Rwanda, 4 to 5 million. They have no problem getting rid of people if it means them fighting each other. And that's even better if they kill each other off and they come in, the governments come in and they take care of the rest. But the bottom line is they got the minerals, they got the gold. No nation can survive without Africa. Not one nation on this planet can survive. You can take all the oil you want in the Middle East, but without Africa, most of these wealthy people and the wicked, they cannot survive. They cannot survive. And what my plea is for people in America to wake your ass up, pardon my French, and have a backbone. Because how you reflect and how you represent, that's how Africans will begin to represent in their own country. Let's wake up, people. And let's show this world that we ain't got time for racism. We ain't got time for all this and that. We know what you're doing. We know why you all of a sudden you got a surge in shooting people up and killing folks of color. But that's not on my watch. You're not going to just go in there and drop drones in Chicago and Philly, or create some disease to wipe out a city. We see through you and through the darkness of you. That's all I came to say on this message. I ask you to share it with somebody. But let's begin to activate. Not just talking, activate. And it starts with you. Peace and blessings.